Good morning. What do grace and hope, renewal and beauty have to do together? Well, we are going to follow the monarchs this year. I'm Mary Winters. I'm your host for Visionary Aging, a gerontologist and the owner of About Senior Solutions. We are a care management business, and we put this program together for you to have resources and to live your best life ever as you age at any age. So, a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. We are having a marvelous celebration because we want to celebrate Dia de los Muertos in our office this year. We thought, I'm not really that into Halloween and all the gore and that sort of thing. And I thought, but you know what? Dia de los Muertos is really part of what we do and honoring the people that we have cared for and the families that we really appreciate and have worked with over the years. And we wanted to honor all of our clients and all of our loved ones and their loved ones. So we're going to talk about a big celebration and a butterfly release and everything related to renewal and that migration of those monarchs going to Mexico. It's the time of year, so we're going to go ahead and celebrate that. But first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring Steve McCullough on and ask a quick caregiver question.
Good morning.
Hey, Steve. Morning. I don't think the tape went quite to getting a hold of you at info@aboutsenior.solutions.com. So if you have a caregiver question, you can ask Steve and he will ask it on the air. So
Absolutely.
How are you?
Please bring them.
What kind of question do we get today?
So our question from one of the viewers today is their dad recently had a stroke and he's having a hard time using his left hand and using his cane. And they want to know what they could do to help him.
Well, hopefully he had some therapy and so forth out of the hospital, but I do see sometimes that I want to just say they get cheated. They get out of the hospital a little too soon, or they're not able to do something fast enough. And I see that they're rushing people out of the hospital sooner than I would anticipate. So I would say definitely go back to your dad's primary doctor and say that he needs some physical therapy. He needs an order for physical therapy and really occupational therapy. So we think of occupational therapy as something from the waist up and physical therapy waist down. But I think he could really benefit for both if he's being compromised with his being able to walk and use his cane too. So getting that therapy for his hand and being able to use items differently after you've had an injury, like things like buttoning your shirts and some fine motor skills. Occupational therapists are fantastic and such a needed resource and just amazing. We also have speech therapists too under that home health really kind of support tools. And anything with swallowing that I don't know if he has anything with an issue with that. It just sounds like maybe it's his hand and being able to really properly hold his cane. But just the therapies and things that are offered under Medicare, I think potentially are underutilized, and it's so easy. So please, if the viewer I hope they're watching, they go back to the primary doctor, ask for an order for your dad to be seen by home health or physical therapy. They can also, so they have in-house support that way. So it's really challenging for him to get out. They'll come to him. But I think the more beneficial and more intense therapy is when you go into one of the therapy offices. They have all the equipment there. They have better tools and so forth. And I think if he's really able to dig in and do that, you can do not both simultaneously, but you can start with one and go on to the other in either direction. So I strongly urge her to do that. And I hope very much that he's able to regain some of that strength and coordination with his hand too. So
I
thank
was
you
going
for
to ask
asking.
you about whether or not they could come and see him versus him having to go somewhere, just in case he's limited as far as transportation wise too. So that's
If
good.
he's limited transportation wise, if he is limited physically in getting in and out of the car, that is ideal to have them come to you. So oftentimes that's what happens when we get really weak, frail people coming from a hospital. They're at home and they get their physical therapy and so forth at the house, occupational therapy at the house. But truly, the more intense therapies are when you go into one of the centers. And personally, I see better results oftentimes. But if you can't get there, it's a great option. It's the idea too that when we set therapies up at home, it's really the idea that they really can't get out. So you do have to be flexible as far as the times that they might arrive, um, and and the other thing too that really bothers me, this is just a little pet peeve, a side point, is if your loved one is in assisted living and getting physical therapy. I have seen therapists who walk in, don't find the patient right away, and they leave. And after a couple of those visits where they don't find somebody, they discharge you from your physical therapy. So just be aware that you might want to notify the physical therapy group before, as far as where your dad is, or notify the facility where your parent is living, so that way they can have your parent in a certain location, or know he's still in his room, or know that he's in the dining area, or
Right.
know
Yeah.
they're in a particular spot, so that you can easily identify them and they can do their work. But it's a little lazy, I think. I understand if it's a huge building and they just can't find them, but I do see some little games with that too. So just be aware that if your parent is not seen, or you hear that they're refusing to be seen, that's something that you really need to work through with that office, and use care management so that they're there, or somebody is there with your parent. You are, when they're
Right.
getting therapy, so you can really describe what's happening, support them if needed, especially if their speech is impaired. So that is my recommendation.
That's a great point about being in a facility where maybe they can't be found. So frustrating to not be able to get your therapy and then have to wait another week or two or whatever to get it, you know, other
It
rescheduled.
is. It is. And we do see seniors who refuse to want to do the therapy. That happens fairly often as well. But it happens on the other side too, where they are not going to try to find your loved one. And
Right.
so it's important to advocate for yourself. Maybe that's happening to you personally. You're waiting for them to come and they just don't show up. So definitely advocate for yourself, call the doctor back, get things going. Let that therapy company know what happened, because I think they need to know as well. And ask for a different therapist, or this is the other thing. People don't realize how much control they have. There are so many home health agencies that provide these kinds of services. You can call your doctor back and say, I want a different physical therapy company or occupational therapy company. Home
Right.
health, it's under home health. I want a different company. And that is your right to have whatever, or a different home health company if you so choose. That is your right. You don't have to be assigned a particular home health agency to provide services for you. Same
It's
thing
good
with health.
advice.
Yeah, no, it's about empowerment. So absolutely, you have the right. So let's go ahead and, you know what? Melinda's on with us. We're going
Excellent.
to talk a little bit about what we're going to do in the office. Let's go ahead and let's bring Melinda in and talk about her segment. I'll bring you back, and then we're going to talk about the special things that we're going to be doing in our office to
Okay.
celebrate Dia de los Muertos. All right.
All right. See you in a bit.
Okay. Thanks. And so we're going to bring on Melinda and talk a little bit about nutrition and renewal. I think it's so important that we realize we can reinvent ourselves every day. So if we make a mistake, we can start over the next hour or the next day or whatever it is that we want to do. So let's go ahead and we'll bring Melinda in.
morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, so that butterfly represents that hope and renewal, and beauty. I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, and we talked a little bit about what your segment would be, and I think it's great looking at how we
Yeah.
can
I
renew
think
and start over.
it's important to think of as the holidays approach, Halloween, Day of the Dead, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas and New Year's. That can be a struggle for people who are really being mindful of how they eat because we're bringing in all of these cultural traditional foods that
Mhm.
we all use as a community to celebrate these events. So I think the important thing to think about when going into these events that enjoying a little bit of our favorite holiday foods here and there is not going to completely derail everything that we're doing throughout the rest of the year. So it's
Mhm.
just about finding a balance between celebration and enjoying ourselves with our favorite holiday foods and
Yes.
maintaining our healthy eating habits that we've committed to for the year leading up to now. One of the things that we talk about at the Strength Shop is this idea or this concept of 85-15. Um, and this is not something that we invented, but it's a way of eating that many people follow. 85% of the time, you're eating foods that are healthy for your body, and 15% of the time, you're eating foods that are healthy for your soul. And this
Nice.
kind of fits perfectly into the Day of the Dead kind of show theme. But what we do is try to look at that in any given day. So last night, my husband and I went to a Halloween party, and we knew that there was going to be, it was for the Echo Park Chamber of Commerce, because we have a
Oh, great.
location in Echo Park
Yes.
of the Strength Shop.
And
And
Pasadena.
and we knew that Masa, which is a delicious pizza place in Echo Park on Sunset Boulevard, always caters the Halloween party. So we knew that there was going to be all the delicious pizza there and the snacks and alcohol. And so we ate very clean and we didn't snack at all. We didn't have any treats leading up to the party. And then when we got to the party, we were able to enjoy ourselves a little bit. We were able to enjoy the pizza, they had brownies from Masa there. And
Wow.
so it
Yeah.
was, you can enjoy those things guilt free. And then just like you were talking about, when we do indulge and enjoy ourselves um, at the holiday event, the party, the dinner, or whatever, don't feel like that's completely derailed everything that we've been doing. You're allowed to step into the next day and say, okay, I'm still making my healthy choices. Um,
Exactly.
and that's really like striking the balance that we're looking for because we're human beings and we're living our life and we should be celebrating these moments together. Um, remembering our loved ones with Day of the Dead celebrations. You
Mhm.
want to be participating in these events with your community because that's what's important in life and it's very important.
Exactly.
So it's finding a balance. Striking a balance and how you're eating and knowing that if you're going to a celebration, making very healthy choices leading up to it. But then also we can look for healthier alternatives. So that may mean healthier alternatives to our favorite foods. Um, but it also may mean just using healthier ingredients, just using the whole food organic ingredients when preparing our foods. So
Yeah.
there's definitely options where we can, you know, make our holiday foods a little healthier.
It's true. And even something as simple as water, I hate to admit it, but I'm the worst at, that's always my New Year's resolution. Drink more water,
Drink more
hydrate,
water.
be hydrated. But I have to say, when I'm really focused on that, especially on a day where you think you're going to be bad later, when I have a lot of water during the day, I feel like I am kind of purging myself of some of the other junk and
Hmm.
eating clean, being clean. And I can indulge and I don't feel like so heavy the next day. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Because
yeah,
your body it's balanced. It's not too much of one thing, or
exactly.
too much sugar. That's like a big thing, especially with Halloween coming up. I know that a part of the Day of the Dead celebrations are the sugar skulls.
Yes.
It's just taking those things in moderation because, with all the Halloween candy or the sugar skulls, too much sugar is really what, deteriorates our health.
It
So
does.
it's just monitoring the amount of sugar that you're eating in a day. And if you know that you're going to indulge a little bit later, whether it's sugar from alcohol or sugar from like the sweets that are, that are going to be there, uh, make really healthy choices leading up to it. And this can be tricky because you have to read your nutrition labels. A lot of people when they wake up and have breakfast, whether they're having yogurt or a bagel or a smoothie, they're not really aware of how much sugar might be in
I
those
know.
products.
I
So it's
know.
really being aware of the sugar that you're eating throughout the day, leading up to your celebration, and reading those food labels. One tip that I can give you on the food labels is that by law, food product manufacturers have to list the ingredients on the ingredients list by what's contained most in the product
Yes.
to least. And
Yeah.
so, one of the things that food manufacturers do to camouflage or disguise the amount of sugar that's in a product is they'll divide the source of the sugar into many different sources so that it's listed later in that ingredients list. And this could look like vegetable juice concentrate, which is just a form of concentrated sugar, but it doesn't sound like it would be
It
sugar.
says concentrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beware.
Or it could be like molasses, or trying to even remember some of the things off the obviously high fructose corn syrup,
Right.
or it could be like listed as brown sugar and white sugar, and they'll have like a several different forms of sugar, so that their first ingredient is oats or their first ingredient is yogurt. And so
Water.
you think that the ingredient, the product is healthy for you. But if you read that ingredients list and you see 2, 3, 4, 5 or more sugars, it's safe to deduce that it's been divided into sources of sugar because the sugar
Beware.
content is so high.
And there are artificial sweeteners and things. So I'm sure that there's a hierarchy of, I'd rather have fruit toast, have
Yeah.
fruit, and like that's fruit toast, but even pure cane sugar, that's sugar.
Yeah.
So, and number one on the list, especially for sugar skull. Let's go ahead and you know what? I think we're going to talk a little bit about our program that we're doing, our virtual program. So I'm gonna
Perfect.
play a little commercial for you, little few seconds, and then we're going to bring everybody back. We're going to talk about the perk, and we're going to talk about Dia de los Muertos. So hold on, and I will see you in just a minute. I am super excited. We've started a program, a virtual program for smaller boarding cares and assisted livings. We have been providing services one-to-one for people. We call it life enhancement, and we assess the person, look at what they're able to do, what they want to do, and put more joy into their life with specific activities. And we have wonderful, specially trained individuals who provide this coaching for our clients. And so I'm really excited about rolling this out. I'm really excited about the fact that we have this new program for virtual. So let me just pull this up. You can see here, this woman is in a boarding care with her other residents here, and our staff member is on TV, also showing all the residents there how to participate in this exercise. So very exciting. Let me see, I thought we had more pictures. Here we do. So we'll go ahead and let me add some of these other pictures as well that you can see. Sorry, we're not, let's see. Oh, we've got here. So she's moving her arms up and down. We have a group shot here. Maybe it's just not going to show up. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and let's see. It's just not going to show up, I guess. But if you have any questions, if your mom or dad is living, or your husband, wife, anybody you know is living in assisted living known as a board and care little home, and you think that they could benefit from additional exercise and activities, we have the most amazing program. The thing that's so cool about it too is that people are reporting that the caregivers are reporting that the residents are more flexible. They want to stay up more. They don't want to go lay down and go back to sleep right after they've gotten up in the morning. They're more communicative. They're engaging. There's more blood flow there. There's more energy. There's more joy when we are able to engage and set somebody up with a lovely day. So we're really proud to be offering this, and please feel free to give us a call, and we will get you some more information on this. So let's go on to the perk and to what we're going to talk about with Dia de los Muertos. First of all, just really quick, the perk, today is Occupational Therapy Day. So it truly is an amazing, amazing service. And I think if you have not experienced occupational therapy, just through the eyes of somebody else needing to utilize it as much as yourself using it too, it's something that is extremely underutilized, I think. But in any event, please call Ginny or email Ginny at GINNY@aboutsenior-solutions.com, and we can send this to you for free. We have a little brain tease here on the back with a word search. So every day there's something fun and something new. In fact, tomorrow is Make a Difference Day. So enjoy, and we'll get that off to you if you are interested. Let me go ahead and bring Steve and Melinda back in. Of course, I'm completely lost here. Bring them in and talk about Dia de los Muertos. Oh, I'm going to bring Steve back too. Hey, Steve.
Hello.
All right. Okay, I think my brain's not on 100% yet, but we've got, as Melinda talked about, the sugar skulls. These aren't sugar. These are little porcelain or little clay painted sugar skulls, but a big tradition for Dia de los Muertos. And obviously the beautiful altars that many people do put together to honor their loved ones in passing, and some beautiful celebrations. The thing that's so interesting with Dia de los Muertos too is how the monarch butterfly is involved. And because the monarch migrates down to Mexico every November, it's that season. We're getting ready to see these butterflies migrate down. Have you ever seen a butterfly migration?
I have not.
It is absolutely incredible. I've accidentally stumbled upon some of them, and I don't know, but it feels like Monrovia is actually a pattern. That is where our office is. And it feels like it's a pattern for them to fly through that area. So around that time, and even later, maybe they're coming back. I don't know when they come back. Maybe it's February or something. I don't know, because I've literally been in the middle of these butterfly flights, and it's incredible. In fact, let me just show you this stream. It is like this. It is hundreds of butterflies moving through the air and getting to their destination in Mexico. And I don't know if they die there. I'm not really quite sure exactly what happens to them after that, but it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. So what we want to do is honor our past clients and any of our own family members who have passed. Somebody wanted to honor their pet, and we're happy to do that. We're going to go ahead. We have a window in our office, and we have hundreds of paper butterflies that we purchased. And we're asking everyone to reach out, give us a name, whether it's first and last or just a first name, or just, a mention for their company. and we'll put that butterfly up on the window. We want to have our window filled with paper butterflies. And then on November 11th, we're going to have a butterfly release. We will be receiving some butterflies, hundreds of butterflies, or 100 butterflies from Grace and Honor is the name of the company. They are in Orange County, and they're a butterfly farm and a veteran family-owned company. And they put this company together specifically to honor loved ones who have passed and to celebrate in wonderful, celebrations like marriage. And so we're going to get a ton of gorgeous butterflies. We can't use monarchs because California does not allow you to breed monarch butterflies. But we are going to have painted ladies and all kinds of beautiful butterflies that will release on November 11th, probably about dusk. And so if you have any questions about that, or you would like to be there to honor your loved one at the park, we would be honored for you to be there.
That's really cool.
I know, it's kind of fun. I'm really excited. I'm excited. So that's what we're doing. If you have any questions, let me know. And Steve, what is our day in sports?
Sure. So today, the city was Anaheim. The year was 2002. And on this day in 2002, the Anaheim Angels won their first and only World Series title. They beat the San Francisco Giants. It was a 7-game series. It was interesting in a couple aspects. For one, it was the first time you had 2 wild card teams that made it all the way to the World Series. And this was also a very high scoring series. There was games that were 16-4 and 11-10. And the Giants were winning in game 6, 6-0 in the 7th inning. And the Angels had a huge comeback. They won that game 6-5 and then ended up winning in game 7. But Barry Bonds, who played for the Giants, was going to be the MVP of the World Series until that big comeback the Angels had. And then Troy Glaus, I believe, was the eventual MVP of the World Series. But yeah, so the Angels, so everybody says this is a Dodger town, but in 2002, this was an Angels town, and the Angels won their first and only World Series title.
Nice.
Go Angels.
Go Angels. That's great. Love it.
My father-in-law was very happy that day.
Nice. That's great. Well, everybody, I'm sure you're going to be heading out to those parties for Halloween, and just stay safe and enjoy. And remember, what's your rule, Melinda? The
85-15.
All right. So
85% of the foods you eat that day are healthy for your body, and 15% are healthy for your soul.
So plan it out and get those little 15% for your soul at the party, and enjoy, and be safe. Be safe. So
please drive safely too. There's lots of little kids out. They're wearing masks. They have to see
wearing dark clothes.
So please be cognizant of that.
Very great point. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Thanks a lot. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Great show. Bye-bye.
Thanks.